everybody, I'm recording this video kind of late. It is going to be my last video of the year, and the reason for that is because I thought about it a long time, about how I wanted to talk about it, and I decided that this video is essentially going to be a lot of me rambling, a lot of navel gazing about my YouTube content. And it might be a little bit too abstract or a little bit too trippy. So if you're not into this kind of stuff, you don't need to watch it. It's okay, I forgive you. This all started when I watched Lily Orchard's video, which was about media literacy, and I was very curious to watch it because I have a lot of content on her and I do believe that she lacks media literacy. And this is a criticism that I like to say a lot, and it's really clear that it really bothers her when people say that Lily Orchard doesn't have media literacy. I remember that I watched this video that she made about this anime about Antarctica, and she said something along the lines of, oh, this character said something and it looks like this, but it can't be right because people don't believe I have media literacy.
Which is a really weird leap of logic. It's almost like her friend is trying to sabotage her. Oh, but I'm sure I'm just talking crazy. You know, I'm told I have absolutely no media literacy.
The context implies that she caught up on something that wasn't stated obviously by the work, and that it was implied, and she discovered that because of her awesome media analysis skills. But then you keep watching the video and you come to another episode in the future and she keeps talking about it, and the character literally looks at the camera and states what she's thinking, like states exactly what Lily Orchard said. So I guess that your little bit for that media literacy certificate didn't fucking work. And I remember her saying something about, oh man, because people say that you lack media literacy because they want to say the R slur but they can't, which is not what it is, because here's the thing, the R slur is different from calling someone stupid or dumb. Because someone being stupid or dumb implies that they, are stupid or dumb. Them being the R slur, it implies something that is wrong with them medically and behaviorally. You are much more judgmental about the person's life, about their behavior and their choices, than when you say that they're just dumb or stupid. Which is also different from you saying that a person is incompetent. Because you see, being dumb or stupid implies that you are bad at the intellectual things. Being competent implies that you are bad at something that is your responsibility and your job, and something specific. So it is much more of a reasonable criticism to say that a person is incompetent at something than to say that a person is dumb or stupid. And when you call someone out on their media literacy, it is a form of calling them incompetent. You are being incompetent at interpreting media, and well, that is what media literacy is. And she calls out the fact that media literacy is taught in schools, but I don't know where you come from that art classes are apparently really valued by schools. They receive a lot of funding and they are considered very important. But as I have seen in our capitalist society, I don't think this is the case. And I'm from Brazil. Here we have actually a lot of emphasis in literacy in our classes. As I have stated in a previous video, if in North America, if someone from the USA or even someone from Canada had to take a Brazilian literacy class, they would die. And it's actually really interesting because the entire video is her saying, oh man, you shouldn't say that people are bad at media literacy because it doesn't matter the things that they have anyway. And it makes me sad because we are living in unprecedented times of, oh man, I forgot the words, like anti-intellectualism. I think that's it. We are living in unprecedented times of anti-intellectualism. I mean, maybe I'm wrong about the past, it's completely possible, but my impression about the past is that if you had a circle of people that they were discussing something and they were more knowledgeable at it, you wouldn't try to bring the entire thing down, you know. For example, if you were, I don't know, in the 80s or the 90s, and there were a bunch of people that they called themselves film critics and they watched a bunch foreign boring movies in black and white, you wouldn't like go to them and demand that they all like the same things that you do. You know, it was understood as a separate audience in a way. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I have seen in the internet and social media there is this impulse for people to try to sound smart and sound like they know things. And every time they look at someone that clearly knows more than them, they sound very insecure and they try to bring that person down. As I said, maybe this happened in the past, I don't know, but here, since we have social media and we are broadcasting all of our thoughts for the entire world, we do have more incentive to try to look smart. I mean, I am a small channel, I don't gain any money from this. I am very small, I have no sponsorship, and I have more than 800 subscribers. Like, if I were to a theater to expose my opinions for 800 people, that would be a very sizable building to be able to adequately have them all. So that's the situation that we're in. I already did a video where I talked about literature discourse and I mocked it a little bit because there is the exact thought, the exact line of thinking going on, like people reading 100 books that they themselves admit that they suck and they are completely formulaic and in fact are so predictable that you can skip entire paragraphs without losing anything, not being, oh, because you don't read as many books as we do, we are real readers. Remember there was this thread that lady was saying, it's like, oh man, you should totally read books for children, books for middle school, because they heal you or whatever. And listen, if you have a specific book or even multiple books for children that are good, I might listen to you and depending on what you say, I might even buy it, might even read it. But if you're trying to convince me that the entire demographic of books for middle schoolers are something that I should keep on my radar, I'm not taking you seriously. And when it comes to film, I mean, we all remember film bros. You know what they used to mean? Film bro used to mean that guy that was really annoying, said, oh, I am really into cinema, but he only watched Tarantino and he kept saying that Pulp Fiction was the best movie of all time, and it was good that he didn't actually have the intellectual curiosity to actually look beyond and search for new stuff. Didn't have that passion for the art, and that's why they call him a film bro. It was essentially a smaller version of poser. And now film bro means someone that likes movies. That's it. Someone that likes movies. Someone that has baseline requirements of quality. Someone that doesn't think that foreign movies are automatically boring. I remember that I saw this tweet, like there was a guy, a reporter, they were interviewing someone who was an actor.
The movie as a kid, I loved the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Alright, as a kid.
Just say Toy Story or something, it's okay.
First of all, someone that is an actor and has pursued that passion is probably going to know more movies than you. Second of all, cowboys are really popular with children. Like Toy Story features a cowboy. Like the kid Andy has a cowboy as a toy. And you know, maybe the guy is pretentious, maybe the guy is lying, but why would you assume that from the start? Why would you assume that he is as dumb as you? That is the same attitude that I see when I see people complaining about other reviewers' top 5 movies, video games, books, or whatever. They're like, oh man, I didn't read or watch any of the stuff that they put in, but they didn't put this piece of work in. I am very upset. Listen, instead of trying to look at your opinions being validated, maybe you could take this top 10, top 5 as suggestions for you to broaden your horizons instead of whining that your favorite reviewer didn't validate your taste. You could actually try to look at the reviewer's point of view and see what they're talking about. And even if you disagree, maybe they just have a different point of view. There's nothing bad about it. There's also the kind of threads guy on the internet saying, oh man, because we should be looking at technical skills and statues, we should be looking at a bunch of realistic human statues and paintings. We shouldn't be allowing these modernist artists, these modern painters, to infect our children's minds with modernism and sex, whatever. You have this wave of people also, and I am seeing this in Brazil right now, and it is very sad. And so it really concerns me that Lydia Orchard is saying that, oh man, your media takes are worthless, it doesn't matter. Because, you see, art studying and art criticism is something that has been developed for a long time. And you do realize that having art takes and studying art is actually something that you go to college and study and get a degree on, right? You can actually make this a career, your job. Something that you study for, you can get a PhD on studying art. You can get paid for studying art. Media literacy is a skill. If people say that you don't have a skill, maybe you should try to develop it, because they're not saying that you're stupid, they're not saying that you're an arsehole, they're saying that you lack this particular skill, and maybe you shouldn't be so fragile when people point it out. But more than that, it's her job, it's her job as a YouTuber who is a reviewer to have takes on media, and people are saying that she's bad at that, and her response to it is say, well, it doesn't matter. Why does it matter that someone in the internet said something that you think is stupid? Like, oh my god, that's your job. Are you saying that your job doesn't matter? Why should people subscribe to you on your Patreon, man? Why should people subscribe to you on YouTube at all? I mean, I know why I'm subscribed to her, because she's really funny. She has this pose that I love. Man, it's actually really interesting because the same could be reversed. It takes two to tango. I can ignore whatever you say, I don't have to look at it, but you also don't have to post it in the first place. Why do you care about your opinion being heard? Sometimes your opinion doesn't have to be validated. Sometimes you can just have an opinion like something and not comment about it at all on the internet. Have you ever considered that? Here's an example. I've recently watched a movie on YouTube. There was actually a collage of very short videos that was like a Minecraft parkour video. It was, I survived in Minecraft parkour civilization. It was about like this guy that lives in parkour civilization, and you essentially have to do parkour to survive. You wake up in your house, and to get food, you need to either get the raw chicken or you have to jump for the beef. And this guy essentially has to go through many trials and go up the ladder in parkour society and proves his mastership in parkour in order to become the parkour champion and save parkour society. There were two movies. I watched them both. There was the one where he becomes a parkour champion, but then the other one, he finds another missing layer of the parkour civilization. It's fucking stupid. Like, I'm not going to put out a video saying that I love parkour civilization and people need to stop being judgmental about liking parkour civilization. Because honestly, if you want to mock me for it, okay, go ahead. I don't care. Go ahead in the comments. You're like, oh man, you're so stupid for liking parkour civilization. That's so cringe. And like, it's cringe. I don't need any validation for that, man. I know it's cringe. It's just something that I did in my free time. I'm cringe. But Lily has another entirely different opinion. She's like, well, people should be able to post on the internet whatever they want without being judged, which even if you do agree with that in a moral level, it's just simply not true. I mean, if you post a stupid opinion online on the internet, I'm not saying that you should get doxxed, I'm not saying that you should get death threats, I'm not saying that you should get pedo jacketed, some foreshadowing there for you, but like, you're going to go through some basic judgment, especially if you're a big name YouTuber that said a bunch of stupid shit about something that a lot of people like. I mean, you do want those clicks, that's why you posted the fucking video, isn't it? So I think that if you put out an opinion in order to receive compliment, in order to hear about how people like you, I think that there should be a risk that you're going to be judged for it, and the judgment will not be very good. But you can walk it off, I guess, unless that's like your entire job. In that case, you should totally make a video about how your job is actually pointless and people shouldn't care about you at all. That's gonna work. God, I remember there was a time that she privated her Steven Universe video, which is her most popular one and the one that gets the most views, and her excuse for that was that she was receiving a lot of death threats, a lot of harassment. People that she loves are receiving harassment for this video, and that she was going to take it down, she was going to make it private. And then people started clowning on it, be like, oh man, the video sucks, I'm glad that it got deleted, oh, the evil is defeated. And then she just brought it back, and like, wow, you guys are being awful, so I brought it back. So like, you brought back the video that was causing a bunch of harassment, not only for you, but also your loved ones. And you're bringing it back because people clowned you on the internet for a little while, because people thought that your video sucked and they were celebrating it. I mean, I'm just saying, it doesn't matter that much, right? Do you even care that people think your video sucks? Because a lot of people do. You're not being surprised by that. Lily Orchard knows that people dislike her Steven Universe. She even says that most of the criticism she receives because she speaks badly about her people's Blarbo, and for the Dungeon Meshi video that was the biggest Blarbo criticizer. So, I mean, she knew that people didn't like the video. She was surprised at it somehow. I don't even know what's going on. And I guess that's kind of what the video is about. Wait a second. So that video was stupid, as videos on Lily Orchard usually are. And I think that Lily is actually cracking a little bit, because I don't know if you remember, but I did a little video. I didn't even comment on it. I didn't set up my camera, microphone, and commented on it, because it was so fucking stupid that there was nothing to say. I could just point out all these stupid things I should say. Just go watch it. I'm not going to recap it. And she's posting this video about how you should totally not care that she's posting stupid takes on the internet, and that art criticism actually doesn't fucking matter, or takes in art are useless. She's totally not someone that wants to fund the arts. But I wanted to talk about something else. I mean, the video was stupid, or I know that. I think that the only thing that actually made sense was the Star Wars segment. Star Trek. Because she spent the whole video talking about people that accused other people of not having media literacy. But they said that those people that accuse other people don't have media literacy, therefore the accusing of having media literacy or not is invalid, but you're not. You are criticizing other people for not having media literacy. You just said that they were doing the wrong target. The only part that actually made sense in that video was the Star Trek bit. She had more opinions than Tana. But do you remember the last time that I reacted to her opinions on Tana in my channel?
Shows before it and after it, Utena carries this idea about surviving from abuse and trauma as if it scars you in some irreparable way. And like Sylvana fanfiction, it romanticizes this idea. One of the main characters is an intense trauma survivor who is never able to break free of the stranglehold of romanticized trauma and is almost constantly confronted with their abuser at every turn, even taking her anger out on her partner a lot of the time.
She did say she didn't watch it! Oh my god! Yeah, in case you're wondering why I said that Lily said that she didn't watch Utena is because she said on her video that she didn't watch Utena, at least not completely. And then she just went like, yeah, I watched it 3 times. Like, no, you didn't. She said in the previous video that you didn't watch it completely, but I guess you deleted it, so the only access that people have to it now is a person that clearly dislikes you reacting badly to your content and to how stupid it is. It just blatantly lied. So yeah, the video is stupid, but we're not here to talk about it, surprisingly, because I've been recording for like more than 15 minutes and I can't shut up about it. It's actually another thing that brought my attention. You see, Lily Orchid said, oh, because villains can't have a point. Pretty sure that it's possible, and said, oh, name 50.
And just straight up said, name 50.
Which is insane, right? You can see how insane it is. Here's a little challenge for you. Name 50 protagonists. Can be from anything. Can be from books, movies, TV shows, comics. Name 50 protagonists. I mean, you know 50 protagonists, but it would probably take you a while, right? I mean, when you're put on spot like that to think of stuff, it's kind of hard. 50 is like such an absurd number to prove a rule. You are talking about half 100, 50 years is half a century when you think about it. Usually when you say that a rule is ironclad, you demand a small number of examples, like when you say, oh, X is completely true. I bet you can't name 3 examples of it not being true, or 5 examples, 10 if you're feeling sassy, but then she just went and said, oh, name 50 examples. And some Mad Lads actually did it. It was that guy, Jens, and Crimson Mander, and they named each 50 villains, and she goes around criticizing all the pigs, and she does a terrible job at it, might I add. She also talks about the grandma named Encanto, and like I'm pretty sure she's the villain of the movie. I mean, she gets redeemed, and it is very clear that she was coming from a good place, and you shouldn't hate her. But like, she was the source of misery in her family. It was the reason why all the people in the family felt so pressured, that they felt so bad about their powers or lack of powers, is why her son fucking ran away but also stayed, I don't know. She was very clearly a source of comfort and someone who had to change her ways. And she was confronted by that, but she gets redeemed in the end. I guess that she's not capable of comprehending how a person can be a villain, but also can be redeemed and be basically like, okay, in the end. She also talks about Magneto and being like, well, because Magneto can't be like an abused victim of the Holocaust and also want to be genocided. This is stupid. Yeah, man, I have never seen a Jewish person using the Holocaust as an excuse for doing genocide on another people. And she also hilariously talk about Light Yagami because the guy is like apparently a lunatic that thinks that killing people is going to make them God or something. I think it's hilarious because my first video, Lady Orchid, was about her stupid Star Wars fanfiction and Star Wars original character that did very much kill people and with her supernatural powers, and she was defending and saying that everything was okay, that you should absolutely kill people to make a better world. And the point that I'm trying to get at is that the entire thing was fucking stupid. But like, what did you expect? Did you actually expect her to have reasonable demands about the 50 villains you had to list? Did you seriously expect her to admit that she was wrong? Because she obviously isn't going to do that. She's going to do some absurd, mind-bending shit in order to justify her opinions. In her video she says, well, when I say that a villain has a point, first of all, they have to state it, which honestly, by the way, is stupid, because not all characters look at the camera and completely state what they want. I know that she has a problem with that, judging by her Dungeon Meshi video, in which she says, oh man, because what does anime need? It needs the character, the girl character that you're trying to rescue, to constantly tell the viewer and tell the protagonist that they're in pain and hurting and need to be rescued, and the guy needs to show that he cares every episode. Like, it was stupid. Like, sometimes people do have goals and motivations, and they're not going to state clearly for the audience, have to intuit it. It's right there, it's just not said verbally. And second of all, she said that, because when the character has a point, that means he's right.
Remember, having a point means saying something that is objectively correct and it being agreeable.
No, it doesn't. What the fuck? You don't understand that there are many arguments that have pros and cons against, right? You don't understand that a character can be stupid, can be incompetent at arriving at what they want, even if they want the right thing. Like, fucking, I could name 2 villains that do make a point that I am pretty sure that Lily knows, because Lily made an entire series of videos on the entirety of the Disney animated canon. And those 2 villains are, first, King Candy from Wreck-It Ralph. There is a scene in which he says to Ralph that he can't allow Vanellope to race because she's a glitch and it will cause a lot of stuff. Watch the movie, it's good. And the guy is the villain, and it's the reason why Vanellope is a glitch in the first place, but that doesn't mean that he's wrong, you know? I mean, getting shut down for having a glitchy game is an actual real fear that the characters have, and Vanellope would essentially die if the game got unplugged. It's a thing that would happen, and it's a very real possibility. It ends up that it's not being true, but I mean, there was no way they would actually know that. And there's also like the little racers that keep bullying her, and they point out that her being glitchy would cause them a lot of pain and car accidents, which is also a valid point of view. Those points of view are very, very valid. It doesn't necessarily mean that they are right, but you can see where they're coming from. And the second villain that I'm going to point out is that tiger from Mowgli that wants to kill humans because humans kill monsters. Like, yeah, I can't argue with that, man. I mean, you have this natural predator of yours, man, that harms your kind. It would make sense that you would try to avoid having a predator. Tigers are an endangered species. It would make sense that they would have this fear of humans, you know. So there you go, 2 examples that you already knew of because you did watch those Disney movies. You watched them all, I remember. But here's the thing. I don't have 48 other examples for her. Maybe I could think about it, but I seriously doubt I would reach them. I mean, not all media that I consume has this black and white view of morality or even has a defined villain. Like, who is the villain of There Will Be Blood? Who is the villain of Citizen Kane? I don't know. I don't care. But I know that there are many villains out there who make a point because reality is complicated, man. Here's an example for you. Debate between freedom and safety. Should you spy on people to make sure terrorism doesn't happen? Should people be free? Even if there are bad people who would commit bad things? There you go. A great example of debate for you. There's more than 50 books, movies made on the subject. Just go find them out. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that there are many villains that would obey this rule. But here's the thing. If Lily asked me to name 50 villains that did that thing that she wanted to do, I'd be like, I'm not gonna do that. Why would I do that? I have better things to do. Like, because I'm not going to respect your point of view. If you don't, be like, okay, don't. I don't care if we are could respect. So yeah, here's the actual point of the video, like 30 minutes in. I did say that it wouldn't be a very good direct-to-the-point video. It would be very navel-gazing. And here is what I want to say. Why these 2 people even bother? Why would you care? Like, oh man, I'm going to make a list of 50 villains in order to show her. I want you dunk on Lily Yorker. And like, oh my god, no you won't. Like, what do you want to do? You want her to go online and say that she's wrong? She's not gonna do that. You want her to get embarrassed? She already embarrassed herself with such a stupid idea, such a stupid idea of how villains work, and also her stupid request of naming 50 villains. No one is going to take this seriously. You shouldn't have taken her seriously. You're just wasting your entire goddamn time. You just could have done whatever you wanted. I don't know, go take a nap or something. If you wonder how I managed to love Lily Arkard, is like this. It's understanding that she's like her own thing. She is playing the game by her own rules. You're not gonna win against that. Like, don't play. She's going to manipulate the rules to fit her narrative. You're not going to win. Just like refuse to play, sit back and laugh at her. Of course, I'm not saying that you should not care about anything that she says, that you shouldn't have an emotional reaction, because I would be a really big fucking hypocrite if I said that. I mean, I did make a video where I very angry yell at her because she does say a lot of fucked up things. I specifically remember saying that, it doesn't matter if Laius is autistic or not. Even if the guy isn't autistic, there are autistic people that act like him. And even if there are many people who act like him that aren't autistic, like, man, you don't need like a certificate of autism for you to be taken seriously. People should be able to act however they want if they're not, hurting anybody or whatever. And she just assumes that having a more quiet way of expressing your love and expressing your emotions meant that you felt less. I remember being very angry about that. So yeah, she has said a bunch of fucked up stuff. You can have an emotional reaction to that. I'm not saying that you should be all stoic and not care and be cool. What I'm saying is to not play the game, which is a different thing. When I criticized her, I specifically went against her rules because I said, oh, this guy isn't autistic, therefore I can criticize him. And this is one of the rules of the game. The rule that being a representative of minorities is very important. And it is very valuable in the criticism, which I'm not saying that it isn't, but she puts a lot of weight in that. I remember that in the re-uploaded Dungeon Meshi video, she said something about having like a friend in Okinawa that she waited for like recommendations anime, which I don't know, it was something really stupid. I don't even know what the fuck about that was. Like, let's imagine that the friend in Okinawa is real, and it's not just a device used to deflect criticism that is used so often that is actually being parodied and criticized for a long time, oh, I have a black friend, so you can't call me racist, let's pretend that the guy is real and actually exists, the friend from Okinawa. First of all, are the opinions on the video opinions from your friend from Okinawa? Because if they are yours and not from this person of color, then it doesn't fucking matter, It is still opinions coming from someone who isn't Japanese. And Lily has said a bunch of heinous shit in her Utena segment of the video. She actually said that she was mispronouncing the characters' names on purpose. I'm like, yeah, that sounds racist, and I mean old school racist. She has said that she used dubs in English as some sort of quality control, because if the anime was allowed to air in the United States as an official dub, that means that the anime was actually quality friendly. I mean, you should take that the way you want to. If the anime that you want to watch already has a dub, it probably already has a summary, already has reviews. So why do you need your Okinawa friend to navigate that for you? And also, can I just add that Okinawa is a place in Japan with a lot of US Army and Navy bases, so the possibility of the friend from Okinawa not being Japanese and being an actual US soldier is bigger than zero. So yeah, there are certain rules of the Lily Arkard game that are very interesting to note. It's important for you to not play Lily Arkard's game of, oh, I decide what is important or not, because, I mean, as some of you may have noticed, she isn't a very good person. Like, she said in her Dungeon Meshi video, Laios isn't actually autistic, and a lot of people, a lot of neurodivergent people actually had a lot of criticisms for her. And then she just deleted the original Dungeon Meshi video and re-uploaded the next one. And she didn't address the criticisms at all. And then what I'm thinking is, if you're sorry about the way you said things in a wrong way, then you fucking apologize. But if you don't regret what you said, then why did you delete the video? This is something that she does that also annoys me. It's one of the rules of the game, that after she deletes something, it doesn't matter anymore. She can just delete whatever she wants and you won't be a part of the conversation, which is one of the reasons why I make a lot of videos on her, on stuff that she has deleted, because I don't like it when she does that, when she says something stupid that could influence a lot of people, and then she decides to delete it without addressing that it's wrong. Then I have to actually address why it's wrong, because she won't do it even though she deleted it, so she obviously knows that there is something wrong. It's a little tiring, but I think it's worth it. But you see, not following her game is a little harder than it seems, because in a way she is playing the game of being a popular YouTuber. Like, there are many popular YouTubers that delete stuff because they don't want people to criticize them on it. It is a thing that happens. And one thing that she does also is to accuse people without evidence. And a lot of people have pointed out, like, she has talked shit about other people. I have pointed out that she has made videos that was essentially a board of people that says, oh man, these people are racist, people are Nazis, and I have, not only do I have no idea who they are, there's so little information that I don't know who they are. That's the level of convincing that she tries to do, and also you're just supposed to believe them that they're bad. But you see, a lot of people do this kind of shit. Like, I did that video on Sai pointing out that she has completely left a huge part of context Lily Orchid video when talking about it. Essentially said that Lily Orchid said in her video of Has-Been Hotel that she wanted to see explicit child rape in a video game or TV show or whatever. The thing is that one of the rules of the game of Lily Orchid is that you should believe everything that she says, that if her sister comes out with abuse accusations, but she comes out with her own abuse accusations and she accuses her sister of rape, you should automatically believe her because she's the good guy and therefore she's right and she's talking about the bad guy. But you know, my side video was the only video I've ever made on Lily Orchid that actually lost me subscribers. And it's actually really funny because there were people that were actually coming to me and saying, well, it's okay that Sai did that because Lily Orchid issued, I don't know, a warning to her channel, which I am against that, but I don't think that justifies pedo jacketing. And there was another person that did comment on Sai getting doxxed, as in Lily Orchid revealing her real name. And you know, let's forget about all those things that I said in the video about how you doing fake rape and pedophilia accusations is bad, because that means that actual real accusations won't be taken seriously anymore, because there are so many people doing fake accusations that you can't just take them at face value. Let's forget all of that. None of you cared about it anyway. Let me say this. Sai was lying to you. Yes, the person that she was trying to hurt was Lily Orchid. But she was trying to do that by lying to you, by filling you with misinformation. You were the mark. And I don't see how you could possibly defend that. Like, if you're angry that this other person did something to you, like send anthrax to their house or something. Don't involve other people on it. Don't lie to your viewers like that about something that you misinterpreted. And if you're okay with that, then I don't know, fucking leave. Like, get out. I don't want you in my channel. I don't want you putting YouTube links in my comments leading to people projecting another person and telling me to watch it. Fucking get out. I don't want to be associated with you because I think this is stupid. Even if the person that you're talking about is bad, you don't fucking lie to your viewers about that, especially about something as serious as a pedo accusation like this about wanting to see explicit child rape. No, you don't do that. And if you're seriously okay with that, then I honestly think you're an idiot. I sincerely do. And I've actually had like a lot of discussions about it on the comments, like some people that were pointing out the legality of actually suing for that, which, yeah, fair. I'm not an expert on US or Canadian law. Don't have the answers for that. Including intent was there, and I gotta say, and congratulations for entering the club of people that do stupid shit online should suffer consequences in real life. I'm proud of you, even if you admittedly decided that suing Lily Orchard wasn't worth it. I'm proud of you. And a lot of those people were saying that Sai didn't actually mean to do it, and to that I say, well, first of all, if she didn't mean to do it, then she would have apologized for doing it. But Aunt has said that she's aware that I said that if she didn't mean to do it, she would apologize for now. But also, you do understand how this is worse, right? Because if Sai was doing this on purpose, then she could be convinced to stop. You could make an argument about, oh man, it's bad, it's wrong, or oh, it will cause you monetary loss, it will cause you consequences in real life, you get sued, you lose followers, you lose subscribers, then she could be convinced to stop. But if she genuinely does not understand what she's doing, and she genuinely just cannot tell, and she just like has no control if she's going to pedo jacket someone, then fucking delete the channel, man. Clearly, she should not have the responsibility of having a wide audience on YouTube. And you know, what I'm trying to say is, Lily Orchard's not going to be on YouTube forever. Like, one day she might not be getting enough money on YouTube and she'll have to get a real job. Or maybe she will just stop because she doesn't want to keep going. Or maybe she'll get hit by a car, I don't know. She's not going to be here forever. But when she's gone, what is going to be left? I have accepted that most of you are here because of her, and this is the content that gets the most audience. I have accepted that. Like, on the video that I made on her video about Star Wars, there was like a comment that was saying, oh man, you only talk shit about her, like all videos I've seen of you have been criticizing her, and like between that Star Wars, the video about Star Wars video, and the previous Lily Orchard video, I had made 3 other videos and also a video defending Lily Orchard. But I was like, yeah, that's it, that's my life now. I will forever be associated with Lily Orchard. But you know, she's not going to be here forever. What is going to be left of me when she's gone? I do think about that a lot when I upload a video, because I am uploading my beautiful face. My opinions will be associated with me forever. This is the internet, nothing gets deleted. And you know, before making that side video, I was asking myself, what kind of image this will bring of me? And the image is that, you know, I'm not okay with you lying or doing this kind of shit, pedo jacketing someone, even if they're really bad. And you know, even if they deserve it, because I think that if someone is bad, you should talk about the things that they actually did. And if you try to lie about them and pedo jacket them, you should face consequences in a court of law. This is the message that I was passing, and you know, I was fine with that. This is what's going to be left of me after, like, someone who doesn't know Lily Orchard watches my video, and I'm fine with that. I'm not even asking what's going to be left of Sai, I'm asking what's going to be left of you after the Lily Orchard cloud is gone. After Lily Orchard's out of the picture, are you just going to be some person in the internet that is so obsessed with YouTube drama that you are completely okay with being lied to? That someone wants terrible things only because you hate them and you're completely fine with being manipulated? I mean, I can't imagine that. I really can't. So I guess that my message on this video is like, first of all, don't play the Lily Orchard game. Don't be a YouTuber like her. Don't hold to her standards. I understand that there are a lot of people that are concerned about her abuse victims, the alleged abuse at least. And I do understand that, but the way that you help is not by, I don't know, lying about Lily and saying that you want to see child rape explicitly. Or even like going to the people that are her friends and saying, oh my god, Lily Orchard is an abuser, should live like they're not gonna listen. If they are currently her friends, currently in relationships with her, they already don't believe the allegations. You're not going to be able to convince them to leave. And also, you are basically a stranger, right? Why would they abandon their friend because some rando in the internet told them to? You're not going to be doing that. If you really wanted to use your powers for good, I mean, if we all took the collective Lily Orchard hate energy and redirected that to, for example, parents that defend homeschooling online, probably something actually real could be done, but we're not here to make the world a better place, are we? We are here to have fun, and this is my second thing that I want to teach you, have fun, have an iron set of standards and morals, and have things that you aren't willing to do, like don't be willing to hurt people and risk your reputation at the drop of a hat. Don't do it. Because, this is one of Lily Orchard's rules for the game, which is, be a person that has an almost cultish following and demand that everyone agrees with you, and if they don't, they have to cite 50 examples of the thing, and even if they do, you just manipulate and do some bullshit to not consider it. Just don't play that game, man. Just be outside of it, be aware of how it works, and just don't fall into it. I am kind of content with how I stand in regards to this Lily Orchard content. I'm not part of the group. I am aware that Crimson Ender decided to not criticize Lily Orchard anymore, and I applaud for that. If it's not good for you, if the YouTube room is not good for you, just leave. Don't play the game if you don't want to. He's getting out, that is good. And if you want to, I think that you should absolutely do that. And I am fine with the way I engage with her is. I try not play those mind games, those games on YouTube. I just try to talk about art. That is something that I love. I love talking about stories, and I don't like the way she talks about them. She makes it seem like there's ironclad rules for everything, because art is something that has a lot of variety, and we should cultivate that variety. I am mostly concerned about her having a bad influence on the people that subscribe to her, and I try to undo that a little bit. I know that I probably won't because I have like 800 subscribers, but I'm just finishing off this year with some kind of optimistic look. I am kind of fine with the way that things are. I wish I was more popular. I wish people would give reviews on stuff that weren't Lily Orchard. I wish Detective Comics would publish my Blue Gold fanfiction. But it could be worse. I could be a worse person. I could be making worse content. And I don't know, I think that it's a good place to be, all things considered.